But
Yeah, number 7, the Big River Patrol, that that's the water tower, we've been talking about that. We're not gonna do anything tonight, we need a little more time, we can look over things, no more about.
well, I've read mine, but I agree with you. I read mine. I talked to Tim, how do you pronounce his name? So,
I didn't get the opportunity.
no, you haven't yet. No, so I understand what you're doing. But I think, we want to talk about some of the concerns. If anybody has, we would know have some questions for him if we wanted to come and talk to us.
The only concern we really had, I had, was the house going to be mounted. There'll be no welding done on the tower, there'll be no hole drilled in the tower to mount it. And if they put equipment up there, they cannot block the ladder going up. So then got to be able to get up there.
Yeah, and the T-rail.
Yeah.
Well, surely these people are professionals, they know what they're doing.
It's better playing CYA game. Mm-hmm.
You always see CYA.
Yeah.
Okay, next week.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a lock on there. And the other concern is, do we provide them a key, or do they have to get a hold of us every time they have to go to service their equipment? That's another thing I wanted you guys to think about.
I would rather they get a key from you. But when it's in the board, I don't want anybody else to have a key at work.
No.
Okay. That was another thing that I wanted somebody to
Yeah,
consider.
that would be,
Because that would have been forgotten, and
Right.
then we'd have to hash it out later. So,
Diana, does that sound like you? Instead of giving them a key to get in the gates to the water tower, I think they should have to have them get a key each time they want in there, because we don't know who,
you run a risk of tampering.
yes. And I don't think we need that. What do you think?
Well, will they be able to find a person that has a key at the time they need them?
Because it would be important during working hours,
Yeah,
so.
they probably be working on weekends,
Right.
you know. But I'm like, when we have that chlorine jam stuff, I don't want, myself, I personally wouldn't want people in there. Without my knowledge, the city's not.
Right.
If they know.
And where is this going again? On top of
They look at the, that was.
Yeah, last-
it's a water tower on 61.
They have a
It's one of the
simulation
shop,
on the last page.
And it's 7 foot.
Yeah, they have a simulation, it shows you where they tentatively will put it.
And he did email me asking the height of both of the towers. So they may want to see about doing the other one as well, although that's not in this proposal. The fact that they're asking me,
Well, that's,
They're interested
yeah, you think they put it on the higher of 2,000?
They're looking on both.
All right.
Possibly both.
Okay, good.
And I don't know, I can't say that for sure.
there's a lot of things they need to tell us before we do it.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no, and the safety concerns on the key access, that's definitely a good point. The skin of the building, I'm gonna make sure they know that that's our concern as well. While I'm talking with them, what about the $75 per month that they're offering as far as revenue for that? Is that a number you guys wanna maybe negotiate with them? You think it's?
We know that, actually, everyone else is what we require.
Well, I did find out, because most of the time, between here and Farmington, which is Big River territory, they got towers, you know. But they do, and so I can't find anybody that's got any Big River equipment. I went to St. Jen and asked them, and they're like, no, we don't have anything by Big River, but they do have that Verizon on that tower I mentioned, and that's $1,100 a month. But once again, it's a higher tower, and it's, you know, a town of 4,400 people versus St. Mary's at 360. And the way they said it, the range of the tower is only going to reach 100 people, according to them. I don't know where they're getting that number, but that's what the proposal says.
I think what they're setting up for that is that they're figuring that there's probably 100 in this community, 100 homes that would be reached in this community.
Oh, then maybe talking households
Because I said,
instead
well,
of
it says we
population.
have,
and-
yeah, our population is around 300, and he said, well, then that figures about right to be 100 homes. I'm not sure that we really have 100, I mean, those that do the water stuff, they probably know how many homes are actually functioning here. At this point, when I was reading it over, the $75, I know it doesn't sound like very much, but when you consider they're doing all this and they're not asking for a penny, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's why I want your input. If that's something I even need to bring up with them,
Mhm.
so they'll be on their radar anyway. I don't know if this is like their first offer, or maybe we need to negotiate, or what it is. But, you look at it from two sides, Number one, they are offering a service to our, community. They are investing a lot of money in this equipment. That ain't cheap, and they are paying us something versus nothing.
That's
So,
900 a year.
okay.
Is there a time frame on it?
I didn't get that. I didn't need to say.
I did ask him about that too. I said,
Okay.
if we drag our feet on this, or if we wait a month till next month, or, oh no, we're working on things right now, right? The day I talked to him, they were working on checking the radio frequency.
Oh, okay.
So, that's something they have to do too, the radio frequency. And that's what, like the proposal down here, and I know the others haven't had a chance to read it yet, but, there'll be the structural analysis of the water tower to determine the support capabilities of the structure, and the radio frequency analysis for final determination of equipment sizes. And they're already, I know they're already working on that,
Okay.
radio frequency.
Yeah, and they've already invested some time in this.
And then they will do the final equipment specifications and construction drawings to be submitted to us.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Number 8.
Number 8. Oh, we passed the bid to getting our electric on a contingency that we talk to them and say, hey, what kind of wire are you going to be using? How's this thing going to be hooked up? So Carl, Clem Duzzy, me, and Dennis Bovey all went when Gettinger showed up. We all went with them and said, okay, what's going to happen here? And they guaranteed us that the wire they're going to use is the heavier gauge wire, more than meets the code. And they're not just going to hook, and it's going straight from the pole to the building. And they're not just going to hook up the pump, they're going to power the entire breaker box so that we can have a light in there, a fan, and then also an outlet in case we ever need to plug in some power tools or something. So it did meet the specifications, and since we did pass it on a contingency, I want to follow up and say, hey, we...
That sounds good.
Okay.
So actually, we need to go in. We got a room, we don't have electric at all, that's useless.
Yeah, I know.
Do we have a water meter on that? So that we can access how much water is being used? Do we have a water meter on that well?
Oh, yeah, there's a meter on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a meter on it. So
Yeah.
that didn't get scrapped, that didn't get
No,
scrapped.
all that's there, the pumps there, everything's there.
Everything in the pump house is there like
Yep.
that.
That's right.
Right.
All it needs is electric.
Okay, let me ask about the access to the key. Were you talking about access to the gate? Then you're talking about the gate
Well, right,
that surrounds the tower.
they're gonna, he brought up the point that, are we just gonna give Big River a key and have them, put an extra lock on the chain and give them access so where they can come anytime without us even knowing about it possibly? Or are we not gonna give them a key and they have to come to us so that we know when they're there and we can supervise and make sure nothing crazy happens with our,
Well, I heard something about a building, but there's not a building there, right? That's a fence. It's a fenced-in area that they're needing access to, not a building. Okay.
right. All right, we're in work session.
Okay. Well, I can get you up in 5 seconds.
What about that?
I don't think it's worth the time for the money. That's it.
Do you think we should ask for more money?
I don't think, unless there was a bunch more, I don't think we should mess with it. we got too much liability. People inside that fence and things, or else we're gonna be out money. Every time they come down, send somebody down there, leave a lot of his hands. And if they're only offering $75 a month, how in the hell they ain't gonna go, or it even be reasonable?
If you read the proposal, this money is stimulus money from the government that they're building this with.
I don't care what kind of money it is, it's
They
only
have
$75
insurances
to
of
us.
$1 million to $5 million if you read the.
But it's only $75 a month to us for the aggravation and the trouble.
What aggravation?
Oh, you don't think you don't think there's anything wrong with letting everybody have keys?
No, I didn't say that. You're
Well, that's what
going
you're
it
gonna
out.
do, or else we're gonna have to pay
You're not
people to go down there.
You're not listening to me.
You're not listening. We're gonna have to pay people if either we gotta let them have keys, or we gotta have somebody there all the time they're there. Is that cost
They're there
money?
anyway.
Huh?
They're around town anyway.
Well, they don't do
all
nothing
the
else.
time.
They don't do nothing else. If they're gonna be down there all day working on something, our guys don't do nothing all day, they can go down there and sit with them. Huh? Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Our
that's-
people
that's
don't do
just
nothing?
silly. It's just silly.
What'd you say?
I said it's just silly the way you think about that.
Well,
This
it's
is a
silly the way
benefit.
you think.
This is a benefit to the community. This is a
What's the
benefit to the
benefit?
people.
$75, and with the down there one day, biggest part of that's already gone for the month.
They are offering us internet service.
They
It is not that
There's
great.
internet service here. Dish has got it. How many people want internet service? Do you have any idea?
When this community starts to grow, and we
Right.
have businesses in here, they're going to need
You give your opinion,
decent
I give my
community.
opinion,
Well,
then
that's
you
right.
guys can
And we
vote.
have the vote.
That's right. I don't never question that right. But I'm giving my opinion, you
Right.
giving your opinion,
That's
they
right.
got their opinion. If it's a tie, then my opinion counts. If it's 2 and 2, and if it's 3 and 1, then that opinion counts, whatever it is. But I don't think, I'm just giving my opinion, that I don't think for what they're paying, and there's too much liability when you're talking about inside of a water tower with equipment in there, we got chlorination in there. I don't think it's worth the trouble.
That's a good thing to ask the gentleman when we talk to him. Liability for the city. Thank you.
I don't care what you say to them when you talk. I know that what's inside that fence. I know who's responsible for it. And I know we're responsible to the citizens of this community. And I think that outweighs any damn internet, when there's already internet available in this town. You can get dish internet. You can get the DRS, or whatever that is, I got that. I'm not a professional, but it does me just fine.
Yeah, I got Virgin Mobile and it runs off the Sprint tower.
And it's down a lot. You know, it happens. But I just don't think it's worth the trouble. What about the rest of you? It's entirely your opinion. I mean, y'all go ahead and discuss it. I'm just giving my opinion and how I feel.
We talked about it, and we weren't gonna make any decisions tonight, so we're gonna.
Well, we can make no decisions now. But it's on the,
Right, it's on the agenda.
it's on the agenda. We're talking about work session. But you got, and it's on the agenda, and then you can vote.
So we just decided to wait till next month before we did it. That was our opinion.
Yeah, I want a representative here from Big River, so we can do everything. Put it out.
In fact, you and the wish, that's the way it be. That would be the board decision.
Would it make, if we had a thing where it's $75 per month, but then we also maybe put in the contract where if they do have to come and do work on their tower, it's so much per day additional? Would that solve both sides of this?
Maybe they have something that they will offer when they come. This is what they do when they're setting it up. It said there it would take about a month for it to be put in place.
Did anybody check to see if anybody else has got one on the tire and they had it?
I can't find anybody with Big River on their tower. I did find Verizon has equipment on the tower in St. Ken by where KSGM is on White Sands Road. They're paying $1,100 a month, but that is a taller tower. It's more coverage, you know, because of the height. and, more people, and it is self-service versus internet.
I think that's always a joke. It's not even a good joke. That's so low, it shouldn't even be discussed. Look, they gotta go up there, I don't know what they gotta do with the tire, I don't know what's spelled out, how they, now neither not.
The city makes money off of that too, don't they, with taxes and that sort of thing, off the internet services and phone services and this kind of.
We do get a check from all the cell phone companies, I mean, it's
Perhaps
it's
that's-
pretty, and then it would know the amounts on them, some are obviously bigger than others, so depends on how many subscribers they got.
I seriously doubt if everybody in this town gonna run and sign up for that internet. I seriously doubt if a majority percentage does. We don't even know what they charge. I don't know what they're not, all that thing there now. It might be cheaper than what they charge, you know, nobody might wanna look at it.
I know it'd be faster because they are using LTE, but as far as how much they're charging, I don't know.
Well, most people need spare speed, but I mean, unless you're in a business, you don't have to have super speed.
That's why we need to look forward. You need to get into the 21st century.
Oh, do we? You know, you gotta have the best internet going in your home in the 21st century.
If we want to have businesses come in here, they're not gonna want.
Lady, you're gonna get very few business in this town when you're landlocked. You've got very little shipping. We got little
There are
business out
other
there,
ways,
we
but
lost
we
it.
haven't looked into them.
We maybe
Not
lost
yet.
I guess we lost our business because we don't have the internet. We lost Saber Line, huh?
No, we
Don't
know
want
the
we
reasons
lost
why they
them?
left. There's other reasons why they left.
I understand PG bought that, maybe we'll have to get internet to get that in now. I never even heard of it.
Oh, Big River? They're real big in Farmington, that's where their main office is, or at least the one I know of, I mean, they,
But you know, and that they got what?
Sorry. Y'all discuss whatever you want. I'll give my opinion.
Well, at least in all fairness, read the proposal when you get a chance, Mayor, please. Because some of your questions might
You
be
wouldn't,
in here.
from what I understand, and I'll discuss this more in the meeting, you wouldn't believe me if I told you I read it. The only way you believe it, you read it to me. Because you don't believe a thing we tell you.
Just
Because
see-
I know you made a phone call this week that costed us a lot of money because we had to explain stuff. Because you called because you don't believe what we pay in insurance. We'll discuss this in the meeting when it's matter of record. So I can tell you I read it and you wouldn't believe it. But all I gotta do is satisfy myself and say what I, that's all you got.
Mr. Woods, what is the LLEBG audit results?
Oh, okay, what that is the local law enforcement block grant. And we did get the car seat this year, but this was an audit for last year where they gave us money to get the police car. So they sent me and, Chief Beckett a list of stuff they wanted to have ready when they got here, which we did. They also wanted to see the car, which was, was out there for them. But then they also wanted like a bunch of additional stuff. They want to make sure our work posters are compliant with current codes, how we're dealing with civil rights, which we're exempt from because we're such a small community. The only thing we did not have that was on their list was interpretive services. So if Chief Beckett has to talk to somebody who doesn't speak English, how do they communicate if we don't have any type of interpretive services? And they're saying the town was small. They'd be surprised if we did have it, but they still have to make a note of it. But Chief Beckett, explained, however, that he has 2 citizens, and he spoke to, the prosecutor to make sure this was okay. But he does have 2 citizens in town who speak fluent Spanish, so if he does need to speak with somebody, who speaks Spanish, he's able to communicate with their interpretive services with somebody. So they were very satisfied with that. I just want to say the audit went really well, and they were happy with this. I forget what proposal will take more time, but I guess we need to find out more on it.
They would need to think about next month, or not as much as we do the first one. Just that. I mean, you just said.
Yeah.
I checked on this, because I know you said you didn't know why they sent this to us. And I don't think they know why they sent it, because they don't really know, because I called them and I said, I'm just wondering why did we get this?
Right.
And they said, well, we would check, but then no one called me back. But I checked with a realtor that I know in Missouri, and she checked to see if this is something that we could actually get in Missouri, and they said they don't have it in Missouri. But not that it's available to residents. And I said,
Oh,
well,
okay.
okay, but this is specifically for Illinois elected officials.
Right, and the thing is, it came in the mail. They said, give this to your board members, which, I'm obligated to do. I'm not your censor, and I can't tamper with U.S. mail. It's a federal crime, so that's why it's in your packet, even though I'm thinking we don't have any property in Illinois. This makes no sense, but, hey, it came to you.
Well, I thought it was something to do with Cascade Island, but we don't really have jurisdiction of Cascade Island either, so. But anyway, that's what
Yeah,
I saw.
and I asked her
wondered
dad,
about that.
do we have any property, and she says, no, the boat ramp is only even close, and it's not.
Mhm. But it might, might be nice if they had something like that was offered to us elected officials, because it looks like it has some very interesting things. It shows what the latest, laws or things like that are.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think this may be their first one, which is why Missouri may not have one.
The realtor said they get something like that every month, but they don't have anything for residents or officials.
Yeah, I don't understand. This says Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm just the messenger.
Yes, seriously.
I'm sorry.
You and Ralph, okay?
Yeah. Maybe we'll just move over there. Well, I think before we do anything, we need to get more information.
Another thing you need to find out, if we had to do anything to that tire, or we had to do some changes, or how much engineer fee, we're gonna have to pay our man down here, what they think about it, so they don't come cheap. The 1 hour with them, and you done shot the money, and you still owe money. There's a lot to get there.
Their engineer may be included in their package.
I ain't talking about their engineer, I'm talking about our engineer.
Why do we need ours?
Because their engineers representing them, our engineer represent us. There's a big difference. Do you want just anybody to come in and say, yeah, our engineer said that's okay? They're the ones putting it up there. They're not gonna say it's okay. They're the ones paying it.
Question I got too.
Hey, stay out of it right now, Dad. Just stay out of it, don't. It's troubling you too.
It's frustrating when you can't talk and you really have something you want to say. Yeah, well, you made the law. You made the ordinance.
We didn't make this ordinance on work schedule, on work It's in the manual, it's in everything. Every city's got the same damn thing. So all cities are no good. Their ordinances are no good, according to you.
Why do you
Nobody
have
allows
to be
people
so
to walk.
nasty?
Nobody allows people to talk in a work session. It's for the aldermen to get together and take care of their business and decide how they're going to do things. That's what a work session's for. It's not, the public is invited to all of them sessions, but they're not allowed to speak unless we get pertaining to something we talk about and we request them to speak. Otherwise, they're not allowed to speak.
Thank you for the education.
Well, I told you before.
Thank you.
Is there anything else?
No, I think we ought to just call it quits.
I think we discussed the other day. I took that a break. Huh?
35 minutes.
You ought to smoke one, get cold, come back, take warm up. I don't know what to think.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm gonna need this.
There you go.
Congratulations.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote, Alderman Clyde Costu. Here. Alderwoman Brenda Franklin.
Here.
Alderwoman Mandy Knox.
Here.
Alderwoman Diana Smith.
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
Much motion to approve the agenda.
A second it.
Make the motion, take it on, favor.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nobody can answer that. Consider the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second it.
Motion made, take it on, favor.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Big River proposal attachment, I think it's agreed to, so you're gonna need a motion to table it. If you want to do that.
So I'll make a motion to table for next week.
Second,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? What is this here, 30 as a contingency for electric?
Oh, when we approved the bid for getting her electric to get the job for the pump house, we did it on the contingency that we would look at their
Oh,
scope of work.
we met with them on that, in the war, and I had Clem there, and they told us what they're gonna do, and then said that we
Yeah, and
we did meet with them.
yeah, and you weren't back yet, but I told them they're gonna hook up the entire breaker box, so we'll have, electric for the whole building, not just the well, and, yeah, they totally met our expectations, and I didn't see them with the breaker box.
Yeah, well, I was questioning the water gonna come across and how water was big enough or not, and Clem said, well, everything you have to do is clean ample. What we got. So if we decide to go ahead and do that, we can do it, we decide. If weather gonna break, we can put a gravity fee out there pretty soon and fill the truck out. That whole, how many gallons are there?
50,000, yeah.
We probably won't be completely full, we'll shoot pretty.
How fast does it pump? How fast does it produce?
It starts out about 50 gallons a minute and then reduces down to about 30 gallons a minute. It's slow.
The pump is,
50.
the pump is timed and runs 6 hours and shut down. And then it runs again, so it's always been like that.
Yeah.
And 6 hours plus,
Nothing? Yeah.
Well, the DNR reports, he said it only runs about 15 gallons a minute.
it gets down to that.
Yeah, it was.
But
That's
that's why it shuts down, it's always been like that. And yet now, it was almost like that from where it goes.
It's a low producing well.
Yeah.
It's a low producing well. And, I have a question though about, it not being used for the last couple of years. Aren't there gaskets, aren't there things that could be
No,
damaged or
no,
dried out or
no.
anything?
Why it could, the pump's
And then we
submerged.
have that
The
expensive
pump is
fix.
submerged. It's just a, I don't know, 2-horse pump. Look, we voted to do it,
Mhm.
we did it, so.
I know, we voted
These
without
questions are
really
new.
due diligence in checking it out.
Well,
But we-
I think the question, we knew enough about it.
I don't think they have a problem with the pump, the well.
You don't think there'll be a problem with it?
It's made to be full. The well could go out next week, or it could go out 10 years from now.
Mhm.
Pumps do that.
Well, this was kind of where in the budget did this come from? Because this And
Like I told you a while ago, we're gonna talk about it, no, we're gonna move on, because this done been voted on. I'm talking, look, the board's got a problem, this done been voted on and passed, it passed.
Okay.
We're here to talk about the clarity of what we're working on. It does. It's the specifications of what we want, so it's back. Now, you can sit back and wait, maybe 6 months from now, something will be an issue out of it. 10 years from now, don't I may come down here and make an issue that didn't happen. Okay? And then again, it might. LLEBG report. First thing, tell them what LLEBG is.
Yes, I will. LLEBG is Local Law Enforcement Block Grants. That's through the Department of Public Safety. This is the money, or the grant that we got, not this year's grant, the one before, where we got the money to buy those police cars. And they gave us the list of things they wanted, for the audit. We had it all ready for them. Then they had an additional list of things that they wanted on the spot, making sure we're in compliance with our workplace posters, making sure that we are in compliance with the Civil Rights Act, which we're exempt from, but we don't violate civil rights, or we're good there. But they did give me the form to fill out to say that we're exempt from it. The only thing we did not have was interpretive services. And they said they'd be surprised if a town this small had interpretive services. Because if Mark has to question somebody or deal with someone who does not speak English, only Spanish, let's say, we didn't have anybody payroll any service that we pay for interpreters, but Mark satisfied that requirement by saying he talked to the prosecutor. He's got 2 citizens in town who speak, fluent Spanish and can translate for him. So they were completely satisfied with that. So we're in good standing on that grant that we received. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, you gotta take care of them for me. Because I'm on camera, and I'll say it again. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep somebody around that speaks foreign language. Okay? Okay, Alderman investigation, Mandy turned in as effective tomorrow. She's full-fledged Alderman today. And she's resigning tomorrow, she's moving out of town. And then,
Well, I've enjoyed being on the board and I'll miss being here. I really will. I'm gonna fix my seat. I wish him the best of luck.
we appreciate the time you served. Sorry to see you leave. You gotta do what you gotta do. With that said, anybody else have anything you want to say on it? Okay. Departmental reports. Fire department.
All I got to report is, we have one EMS call and one structure call we got Saturday morning. And also Curtis Audie's got elected to be our next chief. Various after this meeting.
With that being said, we would need a motion from the board to accept Curtis' election as police chief for the fire department.
Make a motion
To accept
to accept.
the election of Curtis,
election of
fire
Curtis.
chief, first fire chief.
I second.
Motion made, later on in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You officially fire chief. Now, with that said and done, Joe, I took some of the plaque and everything for you, but the weather stopped it. We can't present it tonight. We're sorry. And it's very nice, but we're gonna have to present you with the plaque at another meeting.
Don't need it.
Well, I know you don't, but it's there. They were trying to keep it secret, but we can't not tell you. Because it would be done tonight if had it have been. It'd either be done here at the next meeting or somewhere else at a public meeting or something. I can't tell you, but we will, it's very nice and it will be presented at the fire department. Mandy put some time in on it quite a bit.
And with the weather and him being closed and, yeah, it was just a complete mess. So I apologize myself too, yeah.
You can't control the weather.
Thank you.
The school went empty the last 2 days. Okay, I'm sorry too, we all are, but I would love to present it to you.
I appreciate it.
And Curtis, we're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to see what we can do for our community and try to make it better for all of us all around.
Okay. Police department. Oh, wait, anybody else got anything on fire department? Okay, police department.
I have nothing to report.
Cemetery.
I don't have anything. Really, it's good to be back to meetings, walking in the traffic.
Anybody else? I did run mail, they were still there.
Well, that's a good thing.
Police department.
I don't have a whole lot. I would like to thank you guys for doing the job you've done. I've been around with them different towns, you've done a terrific job on the street. I know you have to put a lot of hours in, and you desire it. It's appreciated. Thank you.
I will say that I am very proud of how wide the street that could be and everything. I think we finally got through their heads and realized that, and it don't hurt to get close to the ditch. If you hit it, we'll pull you out. We were going to get 9-10 inches of rain. If you don't make it real wide, snow, then the next time around, you keep moving in, pretty soon you get where you got a one-lane road. Right, but they pushed it back good, they did a good job. They couldn't remove everything, but they kept the center as much as they could. Now today, got impossible because it was raining on ice. And I don't care what anybody says, what anybody do, I didn't think anything. I did work, people were sliding, they couldn't move, they couldn't get out of the field, they couldn't do anything. And as soon as they let up on rain, I seen them out there with the tractor pulling the slush, doing everything, doing it, But I am very proud of the work they did. Then the last snow, I didn't bring it to the attention at that time. We let it get away and I didn't do it, but they did a good job of what they had to do with it. Don't look good, old dirty cinders and things, but they do a heck of a job. We do need that rain we want to get tomorrow to wash it up. Okay, anybody want to, anything else they want to say?
I would like to say something if I could, please. There were some reports, people asking questions like, why are the city employees using city equipment to clean out individual yards or driveways and things like that during that time? And that should be something that they do somewhere else, not,
I can't answer you unless you can give me a specific.
I'm not giving you specific.
Well, I can't answer your question I don't know where it happened. Now, if somebody asks you,
I never heard of it, I don't know.
You didn't hear anything at all?
No,
Okay.
nobody told me at all.
So do you really want me to name people's names here?
I don't care.
Okay.
You're the one saying it, not me. But unless you tell me I can't investigate it, I can't talk to the guy. As far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen unless I know where it did happen. Now, you better make damn sure it's a driveway.
Pam Myers.
Who?
Pam Myers.
Pam Myers. Okay, I'll find out. Is that the only one? Is that the only one, or is it just one? Is that all you got?
I don't know the names of the others, unfortunately.
Where's it at?
There was one down there on your street.
My street. Wasn't mine.
No, it wasn't yours, I guess.
I don't know who it'd be. Well, my street runs a long ways. It runs from Bader's, and then it runs up on the hill. I don't know what you're
Well,
talking
I'm just saying that, that
Well,
they
if
just
you
express
have a
it
right
to.
to say it.
That's right.
But
Just
if-
express to them that they cannot do that on city time.
You're right, they
City
can't.
vehicles.
They can't, no, it's
Just
city
because
equipment.
that's their friends or
But
whatever.
if you don't tell me who it is, I can't do a damn thing about it.
Well, there's nothing you can do.
And I
right
can't
now
quit,
after
yes, I
the
can,
fact.
because it won't happen again. But I need names. Unless you got them,
Well, that's-
I'll check up on how I happened to Pam Myers.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't know what day you're talking about. The one night they were plowing, Tom told the girl. And I was talking to him and said, that Pam told me that she was at the station to get gas. Now, I don't know, I'm not saying, maybe the equipment was sitting there, maybe they were in the truck. That's all I know. That truck would have been there for that reason, to get her to go open the station so we get gas.
I know, I heard about that.
We didn't have enough.
Well, they might have plowed her where she could get out to go get them gas.
How did you hear
Check
about
that
this
out.
stuff? You never come in my station?
But, have you got any response on it?
All I did was push the snow out of the way to get Pam to go get
so they get out, so they can go to the station and get the fuel.
You satisfied with it?
And the other thing is too, is I do, personally myself, I do push the snow out of my driveway, and I do push it out of my driveway because we are on call 24/7. We gotta be able to get out of our driveway. And I don't know where you're getting at, we're cleaning driveways out. The only thing I do, if somebody cleans their driveway before I come down to there with the plow, I always take the bucket of the tractor, take the plow of the truck, and push the snow back off their driveway, so that way they don't have to sit there and sweep it back out either. That's all I do.
You satisfied?
For right now, yes, sir. Just so that they understand, I mean, this is city tax money, this is time and everything else.
Then we're
That's
gonna
what
talk about
I'm saying.
that some more, about state tax money and money wasted for people to pay. On, let me see, that should be, well, your report right now. You have anything, let's see, the water and sewer.
Yeah, we had 5 water shut-offs due to broken pipes and everything, so we got them. That grinder at Litterless down here, the cutters were bound with female products. And DNR is going to visit the 16th of January 2014 to help assist in the equipment lab procedures. Show us how to do it so that we are all on the same webpage and we're not doing something different, so that we stay in compliance with the E. coli testing and stuff like that. So they'll be here on the 16th, is what he told me. Water test results are good. We have good chlorine residuals, and it's being maintained. We had a sewer clog on 5th Street that caused us a headache, but we figured out how to do that. We didn't have to dig or anything, so we used the pressure of all the pumps to force it through, so it's cleared up now. Due to the weather, the mixed liquor ditch froze, but there was no problem with any violations. It was thawed, and we're running both blowers to keep it from refreezing. All the lab equipment is in. We're still waiting on the control box for the lift station. I got a hold of EIC today, and they gave me a date of the 20th of January that they would begin to install the control box for the lift station down there. Tried to pin them down. There was a lot of miscommunication there, why they hadn't been here before, because Charter Ray told us and the board that they would have it in within 30 days, and well, there was a lot of miscommunication there, let's say the least, but I did pin them down for the 20th of January for installation. And I called Jim Wagner today because Brett come down, Mike Briggs come down and staked off the place for the lights, for the poles, for the lights and everything. And then he told me he was gonna get with Dave about paperwork that needed to be filled out and checked before they install it. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally I called him today because I knew we had a board meeting and I know the board would be interested in it. So he sent somebody down with the paperwork for David. David filled out the paperwork and signed the check, so then that's all they're waiting on. Once he gets that back, then they'll set a date to install the rental lights. And that's all I got. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
I have a question. Okay. Last month you said that there was, the city lost 8,000 gallons of water.
That's correct.
Okay. Where does that normally show up as far, I mean, where does that normally show up in the budget? Because I didn't see anything on there. How would that be listed in there?
Yeah, it's the wrong person, that's not his place.
Okay. Well, then doesn't I'd have to ask. But then I
No,
probably,
you know, I can answer it too, it's
Okay.
just part of the water bill. It's just a law. We pay for the water and we take what money we got. And if we start using too much water for what we get, you raise rates. That's a law.
if the
It's not
water.
specified, that's an estimated 8,000 gallons anyhow. You know.
Yes, I was wondering how you can meter water that's going into a meter that's before a meter.
The size of the hole, okay, the size of the pipe, the pressure of the water, and how long it's been running. And That's how you estimate.
And okay, you caught it right as soon as it started? And it was, you caught it as soon as it started?
No, it was about 3 days it was running. That's why it was 8,000 gallons.
I'm not saying, how do you know it was 8,000 gallons? How could you tell it was 8 when there's no meter on it?
Well, talk to me, you don't talk to him, you talk to me.
He's the water man.
I don't care what he is, he reports to me, I'll report to you.
You have the
He's
answer.
telling you it's 3 days. That's approximately how long it leaves. He can only estimate 8,000 gallons, but it makes no difference if it's 30,000 gallons. We have to pay for it. Then we pay the bill. I don't even know what your question's about. He
My
told you,
question
he
is-
estimated he lost 8,000 gallons of water. What is the problem with that?
Because there's no way to meter that. How can we?
You don't have to
tell
meter,
it's
you can estimate. They do it all the time. Clyde, you've been there, you tell her, you're alderman.
I know how what he's talking about. Say, it's an estimation, and you don't know how long it's been running for sure. You can kind of look at the ground, see how saturated it is, how far around saturated, come up with an educated guess.
The size of your pipe, how much
Well,
water flows through that pipe
that's
within a
what I'm-
certain amount of time.
Let's say there
Oh, I'm
is,
sorry.
There's several different ways.
there is a formula to do this. And all you do is figure, well, this is how long I think it was. This is a such pipe, such pressure. And you do your math and you're just guessing, you don't know for sure. There's no way to ever know for sure.
The only way you know for sure is going through the other end of the meter. Into
If
the
it went
crazy
through
part.
here, you would know, but
Then you would know.
before it gets there, there's no way to know. It's just a educated guess.
You wouldn't even know if it went through the meter, because you wouldn't know how much they use and how much they leak.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, you would just be stuck with the bill.
But if it's on their meter, they gotta pay for it. Same as we have to pay for all of it on our time.
I know, that's what I'm saying. How can you know that if, normally you see your water going through a meter, that's was my thing. It goes through the meter, then you know how much it is, but how can you know before it gets to the meter how much
You
that
have to
was
be
lost?
educated, that's what we pay him the bucks for. He's been to school on this, to learn to do this, to know, to use a
Then that's why I was
calculator.
asking him, because I thought he knew.
But it's not his place to answer you some of that business, it's my place. You don't understand protocol. You know, if you want to get down to protocol, every question's supposed to go through the chair.
Okay.
Every question, for you or them, supposed to go through the chair. I don't enforce that all the time, but when you single out one person all the time and got something to say about what he does, then I'll take over. Okay, now while we're talking about things that should be in them, I'm in your part. You made a phone call to Mo Firm, questioning the fact, do we pay insurance on the old tire? You deny that?
You have not got it accurate. I made a call asking, I first asked Mr. Woods and he said he didn't know, so I asked him for a phone number, if I could call him to see if there was, that everything had been taken off. There has been a whole lot of different, all this transitions in the last few months. And I was just doing what I felt was due diligence to find out if they knew that some of these things had been taken off, that we don't own them
That's
anymore.
not your job. It's your job to come to this board and make that question and ask him that question.
I did ask him.
And then he will take care of it. Now, you called them, they're mad because you tied up all their time. They called him and
I'm
tied him
sorry,
up.
nobody answered my call, nobody
But
returned my
they
call.
tied him up. You told somebody something, because they tied him up for 30 minutes on the phone. And I know Joanne made a report that we had canceled that damn tire whenever she was in office. It's been canceled for years.
That's,
I know that. But if you have a question like that, you should bring it to the board. You ain't got no business calling Mo Firm and asking them what we insured. He
you
got
know
a
what?
copy.
I am here to represent.
That's what I want you to
And
do.
you need to stop yelling at me
And
and
not-
trying to say stuff like
Now,
that.
not stick behind everybody's back and call somebody.
I
Come
do
in
not.
here and ask that in front of all these people here. Do we insure the tire? Then he'll look it up. And he'll
I
call it.
asked him
And he'll
to.
report it back, not between meetings. You ask him and give him time to report it. And then the next meeting, he'll report it. Then
You
we
just
just
find fault
on
with
that.
everything that I do, don't you?
Because you usually do everything wrong.
You have no business talking to me like that in here.
I have a right to question why did you tie this
And
person
I
up
have
for
a right
30
to
minutes?
question things too.
You right,
So why don't we just move
but
on?
bring it in front of the board.
Just move
Do it in
on.
front of the board.
You're doing a fine job in front of the board.
I always have. I've done it for almost off and on 12, 14 years as mayor. Yes, ma'am, I have. I've been reelected several times when I tried to run again. Yeah, I think I've done a pretty good job this year. I know you don't, but I do. Now, much did, I got reelected. Okay. Emergency manager,
I went to a CARE meeting yesterday, where the emergency planners meet. We, finalize, make sure we're gonna have the CERT training, which you guys authorized me to go to the first 3 Tuesdays in February. They also discussed a search and rescue operation that they had in Bluesdale. They had 2 hunters that were lost in the woods and spent the night when it was like super cold, but they found them. They talked about some of the issues they had, with the search and rescue, and, some of the things that went really well and some of the things that didn't go so well. So that was very interesting. Yeah, that's when we just kind of discussed, once I have the CERT training in June, they're having a train the trainer, which I would be eligible to take once I get the CERT training, but I'll run that through you guys before that, obviously that happens. So that's what I got.
you think that it was well worth attending.
Oh, yeah, Felix Myers there, the other emergency planners are there, health department's there, the hospital's got their emergency people there. So, yeah, these are very good meetings, they really are. And plus it keeps me track of what trainings are coming up and,
We definitely need to get you into a class on floodplain management.
Yeah, that's the knowledge
Gotta
I
get
need.
you in on that. So that is the liability to the city if you do that wrong. Okay. But it's not gonna be a cold, emergency management report. Okay, citizen participation.
I'd like to say something on that, if you don't mind.
You have every right.
It'll be less than 10 minutes.
Go ahead. You take your own notes.
I just want to remind everybody that January 18th is the drug take-back program. It's here in City Hall. It's from 9 a.m. until noon. This is the first time in St. Mary's history that they've had this program, so they're hoping, it'll be a big success. And just kind of frequently asked questions that they get. It is anonymous. No one takes anybody's names down. They do not need your pill bottles. You can put your pills in a bag and bring them, to them. They just basically count how many there are and put them in the safe dispenser. The drug take-back program does not normally take syringes. However, the health department will have sharps containers here, so they will be taking syringes. If anybody needs a safe place to dispose of those as well, because I know there's a grinder, don't want them going down there. This is good stuff to keep out of our water supply.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is this for just any kind of drugs or just prescription?
you can bring anything in.
Because I've got like old, cold, liquid cold medicine,
Right.
do they take that too? Or
Yeah,
not?
yeah, they should.
Okay.
Anything, because we don't want it in the landfills, we don't want it in the water supply, no matter what it is. So it does not have to be prescription, it can be old bottled aspirin or something. So
Okay.
yes, bring it in, because we want to keep everybody safe.
Okay.
This is put on by, St. Genevieve, the county or the city, or they come down here and do all that?
The people that will be down here, there will be, the county sheriff's department will have deputies here, to make sure everything is secure. The health department will also be here with a nurse, and then the stuff goes from here, under police, or deputy escort up to the, sheriff's department, where they have an incinerator, and they dispose of it there in a safe manner. So, bring us your drugs.
Anybody out there got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can we get some kind of information or something to put up to the store?
I got flyers. Yeah, I got it in there. Yeah, mine was full.
Right.
All right, I'm good.
Not before white people stand out there saying that there it is. Don't give it to them. Okay. I tell you what we got going closed session, litigation matters and personnel matters. say, we might be 5 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, I don't know. But when we come out of it, we will be closed. You're welcome to stick around and come back in. But when we come out of closed session, we will be, without a report, we will be closing. So you can stick around if you want, and do whatever you want. So with that said, I need a motion to go in closed session on section 6101, 021, 1, and 610, 0213. I got 3.
I make a motion to go into closed session, 610, 0211.
I think that's paragraph, what that brings us is.
Yeah.
And then 610, 0213.
You have a
A
second?
second.
Roll call.
Okay, roll call vote. Alderwoman Knott,
Aye.
Alderman Hasu,
All right.
Alderwoman Bassett,
Nay.
and Alderman Frank.
Aye.
Okay, Mark, clear enough?